What's going on, guys? It's Greg here. I'm gonna review my my lightweight get home bag slash bug out bag slash survival bag. The goal of this pack is that it's gonna be lightweight. It's under 20 pounds. I think the pack weighs in at about 18 pounds or so. And the reason I have this pack is for basically a multi-purpose survival bag that I could use for any situation, any terrain, and it's going to have all my essential tools, some perishable items like food and water, toilet paper, stuff like that, perishables. I'm going to have some perishable items in it, but it's primarily going to have, it's probably going to be about 80-70% tools and other types of items that I need to survive and to acquire resources from my environment. Now, acquiring resources may involve hunting. It may involve scavenging. Scavenging can involve, looking into abandoned buildings or abandoned homes. If we're talking about like a true, SHTF situation, there may be neighborhoods that are evacuated. If we're talking about like a real disaster, like a Hurricane Katrina, or something like that, a Hurricane Irma, there may be entire neighborhoods that are evacuated, and you may be able to find some resources in those neighborhoods. Now, I'm not recommending that you do anything illegal, but if you're in a life or death situation and you need food or you need water or something, you may have to look into something like an abandoned home or abandoned businesses. So you're going to need some tools to gain access to those types of areas. You're going to need some tools for self-defense. You're going to need some tools for illumination, because you're going to have to be able to see at night, whether it's to read a map or whether it's to navigate, to move. In a SHTF situation, in my opinion, you should move at night. I would primarily move in the evening and at night, and I would probably sleep in the morning time, because moving during the daytime is going to be very dangerous because everybody's going to see you. So having a flashlight is going to be critical. A flashlight with batteries is going to be critical. You're going to want to remain stealthy. Stealth is going to be your best friend. If you're not stealthy, someone's going to find you, and they're going to try to take your stuff. You're going to turn into a target for other people. You don't want to be prey. You don't want to be the prey of other people. You want to be the predator. Now, I'm not saying predator in the sense of preying on innocent people. When I say predator, I mean that you got to think of yourself as you're in control of every situation. When you're moving through an area, when you're clearing or building, everything that you do in an SHTF situation, you want to always be in a superior position than everybody else. You don't want to be a prey or a target or a victim. You want to be in a superior position, and I like to think of it as like a predator, but not in the sense of like a bad person type predator, like a criminal or something like that. What I mean is think of yourself as like a tiger or a lion. When you watch on TV those animal shows, and you watch how the tigers and the lions, every step that they take when they're moving through the jungle, every step that they take is planned out. They're very stealthy, they're quiet, and they're kind of their mind is very tactically oriented. Even though they're only animals, their mind is tactically geared. Everything that they do, whether it's when they're ambushing a prey, if they're ambushing an animal, many times like a mountain lion will try to use the terrain to their advantage. That's why mountain lions are typically found in steep areas like cliffs, or mountainous areas, because they can use the terrain to their advantage. They can ambush their prey from the top of a cliff, or they can herd the animal into a kill zone, into like a choke point, where the animal can't escape, and then they can kill it. So you kind of want to think of yourself as like a tiger or a lion or one of those big cats. if you watch any of those animals on TV, you kind of want to mimic them in an SHTF situation. You're going to want to be stealthy. You're going to want to be, you know, aggressive. Now, when I say aggressive, I don't mean, you know, hurting innocent people or hurting other people. But what I mean is that if you watch how a tiger, when they do something, especially when they take down their prey, they're very quick and they're very violent. You know, they don't hesitate. You know, everything that they do is with a purpose, and they're very intense animals. So you kind of want to be like a tiger, you know. But enough about that. So, you know, basically the whole idea behind this pack is that the pack is light, and it's going to allow me to move if I have to sprint, if I have to run, if I have to climb, if I have to get through tight spaces. You know, I don't want my pack to be too heavy, because if it's too heavy, I'm not going to be able to move. And you know, realistically, you can't put everything inside of your pack. It's just physically impossible. You know, if you're in a SHTF situation, if you're bugging out, it's just not realistic to think that you're going to be able to put, you know, 2 weeks worth of food and stuff into your pack and then go in the woods and live out there for whatever extended period of time. You're gonna, at some point, you're gonna have to gather food. You're gonna have to gather water, you know. So that's why it's more important to have certain critical tools than it is to pack food, because you can always obtain food from your environment. But if you don't have certain basic tools, it's gonna be much more difficult, you know. Like if you don't have a lighter or some type of weight like a fire steel, or you don't have a knife, you know, or you don't have, you know, certain types of entry tools, it's going to be much more difficult for you to obtain perishable resources from your environment. So, you know, this is I'll show you the pack right here. This is the direct action dust, and it's a 20-liter pack. It goes for about $130 right now on Amazon, $130, $140. If you go to the actual company, Direct Action, you could find it probably cheaper, but you know, it's basically a 20-liter pack. If you notice, it's not very big. You know, when you look at it from the side, it has a nice profile. It's not too massive. It doesn't like stick too far off my back, and it's not too wide. So that's going to allow me to get through confined spaces. If I have to crawl through something or get into a tight area, I'm not going to have to take my pack off every time. You know, I can basically jog with this if I have to jog, if I have to run, if I have to climb. You know, this is going to allow me to do that. It's not heavy at all. You know, this is an 18-pound pack. You know, it basically feels like nothing on my back, you know. So I'm going to break down the contents of this pack for you. I'm going to go through everything that's in here. So stick with me. All right, guys. So I got the pack on a table now, and I'm going to break it down for you, everything that's in it. So basically, you know, aside from the pack itself, there's a couple things I want to show you that I'm going to have on my person, in addition to what's in the pack. So what you see in the pack is not everything that I carry. This is just a backpack that's going to be on my back, but I'm also going to have I keep in my car like a duffel bag with appropriate clothing for the season. You know, it's going to be, you know, for the winter time, it's going to be warm weather clothing. In the summertime, it's going to be like BDUs, you know, like tactical BDUs, you know, durable clothing that's going to last through whatever situation I find myself in, and obviously boots as well. So this is just a backpack. This isn't everything that I carry. You know, you physically can't put everything in a backpack. So I'm going to start with things that I carry on my person. So first thing I have here is just a Chryst Compass. It's the Kamanga, made by Kamanga. And basically, it's just it glows in the dark. It's made of tritium, so it glows in the dark. Tritium is a radioactive element, and it makes it glow. So I can use this at night if I want to. It shows my north and south. It shows my north. The north glows in the dark, and then it has a reference line if I want to take a azimuth and I want to actually navigate and use it as a, like for more precision navigation. So I carry the Chryst Compass is always with me. It's in my duffel bag. So if something goes down, I can take this and put it on my wrist, and I'm always going to have a quick quick way of checking my bearings. This way I don't have to open up my compass every time I want to check my bearings. Sometimes in a SHTF situation or in a disaster, you're not going to have time to pull your compass out, you know, take like a precision reading. You're just going to want quick bearings to see where you are, and that's where the wrist compass comes in play. You know, this probably costed about $30. You know, probably about $30 with shipping. It's you know, it's a military issue. I believe it's military issue. So check that out. It's made by Kamenga. Then in here, I got a flashlight. This is a Phoenix TK09. You can look it up online. I got a lanyard for it. You know, you always want to have some type of a lanyard, so when you're carrying it, you know, it's adjustable lanyard. It's got the on the back, it has a button on the back, so I can use this as a tactical light. You know, if I'm holding my pistol in my right hand, I can use my left hand to you know, to illuminate the area in front of me. I have a red filter on it right now that I can take off. You know, it's a very bright light. You know, it's 1,000 lumens or 900 lumens at top mode, and then I got this, you know, red filter for it. You know, it's important to have a red filter or some type of a red light in your bug out bag or your get home bag, because you know, a red light is critical. You know, if you're walking somewhere, you know, you don't want to use your white light, because the white light, it's from a long distance. People are going to see that. Number one, you know, it's going to diminish your stealth, and number two, it ruins your eyes. You know, it takes your eyes about 30 minutes to fully adjust to darkness. You know, so every time you turn your light on with that bright white light, you're going to kill your you know, all that time it took for your eyes to dilate the pupils. It's going to go right back, you know. So you want to use a red light if primarily for you know, if you're navigating, if you're walking somewhere, you're trekking at night, you're going to want to use a red light. You don't want to use white. The only time you should be using a white light is if you need to like illuminate a threat, if there's some type of a threat and you need to illuminate it, you know, or you need to do you need more of a distance, you want to scan a larger area and you want a brighter light, then that's what you're going to want. I have this pouch here, so this is the way with the pouch. With the pouch, I can put it on my belt, you know, so this is going to stay on my belt at all times. And I also have a backup flashlight in my pack here. You know, I believe in always carrying, you know, redundancy is critical, because if, let's say, something were to happen to this flashlight, let's say I drop it, let's say it gets broken, you know, whatever happens to it, if this gets compromised somehow, this would be my only flashlight, then I have nothing. So I always have two flashlights. I have a separate flashlight in my pack as a backup flashlight. And then here I just have my my knife. This is I got a fire steel here. This is a 6-inch fire steel, 6-inch by 1/2 inch. It's got a striker on it. Has a steel striker. In here I have a Lansky Blade Medic. It's a quick sharpening tool if I need to quickly sharpen my knife. If I don't want to pull out my sharpening stone and sit there for 20 minutes, you know, sharpening the edge. This basically has one of those pull-throughs. It's got the ceramic rods that are, you know, set at 22 degrees, perfectly set at 22 degrees. I can just pull the blade through and sharpen the knife in 2 minutes, you know, because in a SHTF situation, I'm not going to, you know, really want to be sitting there for 30 minutes touching up my blade, you know, and getting really hardcore with the stone, unless I have some time to do that, you know. But typically if I want to touch it up, so I got the Lansky Blade Medic in here, so I can quickly touch up the blade. This is a Benchmade 119 Arvensis. It's a 6-inch blade knife. I'll just pull it out. You know, this has been in many of my videos before, but if you guys haven't seen it yet, this is the knife right here. All right, so this has multiple functions: self-defense and hunting, wood processing. It's got multi-uses. All right, so that's my knife. And you know, I got my fire steel in here. So those are 3 things that I carry on me. And then I'll show you the details of my pack now. So in here, first thing is we'll look at the outside of the pack. This pack it's a light pack by itself. When it's empty, it's about 2 pounds. I have a pouch in here. This is a pouch for quick access stuff. I'll go into that. I got my compass here. Got a dump pouch. I got a dump pouch here, compass here, and fire kit in here. I got different tools for starting a fire. So that's, you know, all your stuff that you need quick access to. You know, you're going to want to put that on the outside of your pack so you can get it quickly. You know, so stuff like fire starting, navigation, you want that on the outside. So like I said, this pack is a minimalist pack. It's not designed to have everything you need, you know. It's just basic stuff, you know. So first in here, there's a little pouch on this pack. It's really for a hydration bladder. You're supposed to put a hydration bladder in here, but I use it as a pouch to hold my gloves. So I have some I have a pair of these. These are Kevlar gloves. They got leather palms. These are leather palms, and it's Kevlar underneath the leather. In the palm, it's also Kevlar, but it's Kevlar on the back. And this is like I forget what rating it is, but it's a pretty high rated Kevlar. You know, so this can take cuts. You know, if I have to, let's say I have to break a window or something like that, or if I'm processing wood, you know, something that's gonna potentially subject me to lacerations on my hand, this will give me some protection, you know. So some Kevlar gloves, you know, is very good to have. With the leather palm, that's going to help me if I'm doing any type of chores. You know, you could even use this for climbing because the leather will give you some good grip and protect your hand. So just some Kevlar gloves. On the outside here, I just have this carabiner. You know, you could use this for many things, for climbing, whatever. This has 5,000 pounds breaking strength. This is a climbing carabiner. It's rated for climbing, so you know it's good to have one. You know, if I have to improvise a you know, climbing harness, and I need to descend down something or climb up something, it's good to have. You never know. So on the outside here, on the outside pouch here, let's see. I'm gonna just move this a little bit. Okay, so on the outside pouch here, I'll show you what I got. I got on the outside pouch here, I got a pair of wire cutters, or you know, bolts, miniature bolt cutters. With these I can cut through fencing and small pieces of metal, stuff like that. If I need to get through a fence, or you know, I have to cut some metal. I got 50 feet of paracord here. So I got 50 feet of paracord. I got, these are the bolt cutters made by Nipex. Alright, these are primarily, like I said, if I have to get through a fence. You know, like I said, this is for an absolute emergency. You know, I'm not condoning you do anything illegal. This is absolute emergency. You know, if you have to get through a fence for whatever reasons, you know, this can help you. Got just some fat wood sticks that I tied together with the rubber band. You know, I can light, if I have to in an emergency, I can just take my lighter and burn one end of the stick and get the whole stick burning. If I have more time, I can use this. I can shave pieces off of this and use it as like a tinder. So you know, just a few pieces of fat wood sticks. This is what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fat wood sticks. When you guys buy your fat wood, make sure it's, you know, high quality fat wood. I got a shovel here, folding shovel. You know, folding shovels, believe it or not, they have a lot of uses. For one thing I would use this for is if I need to find water. I can dig down, use this to dig down and find groundwater. If it's like in a drier area, or there's, you know, whatever, you can dig down and find water. You can also use this to, you know, for multiple things. I mean, you could really go crazy. You could bury your feces so nobody can smell you. If somebody's trying to track you, you can bury your feces with this. You know, you can do a lot of things. So I just have that folding shovel there. Let's see what else. In here, this is just a waterproof aluminum canister, and I have magnesium shavings in here. Magnesium shavings will ignite very hot, and they take a spark very well from my ferro rod. So this would be like an emergency if, let's say, I really need to get a fire going, and it's a wet wood, and I really have to get a fire going, and I have a hard time lighting fire with my cotton balls. I also have cotton balls in here. I'll show you. I got a few cotton balls in here. I think I have like 10 cotton balls. So each cotton ball is good for one fire. So I can start 10 fires with this, you know. So basically I would just take the cotton ball and strike my ferro rod onto the cotton ball. And then I would just gather some tinder from my environment, you know. Plus I would have this with me as well. So with these three things together, this is going to give me some emergency tinder. You know, so I got my 10 cotton balls, got 5 fat wood sticks, and then I got a whole canister of magnesium shavings. With these three things, you know, I can easily get a fire going. You know, it'll give me some tinder. I don't have to worry about finding tinder from my environment, you know, if it's wet or whatever. So that's important. Then I just got these stakes here, and what I would use these stakes for is with my poncho. My poncho has grommets in the corners, so I can use this, you know, if I want to gather water. What I can do is I could put these in each corner of the poncho, lay it on the ground, and I can dig a little hole, and then when it rains, it's going to fill up, you know. I can also use this just for creating a tarp shelter, so just some of that. So that's basically just the outside pouch here. All right, so moving on to the outside of the pack, I got my Hygiene Compass here. You can look it up. I did a review on this one. This is the Hygiene Tritium Compass. All right, so that's for precision navigation. If I have to look at my map and navigate in a precise way. Here I just have a dump pouch. This is a Maxpedition dump pouch. This is for, you know, if I have to put resources in there. Let's say I gathered food or tinder or whatever resources I find, and I need some extra storage space. You know, this basically, I can pull this open and it just unfolds. You know, it's pretty big. It's about, I don't know, 10 by 4 inches. So I could fit a good amount of stuff in here. You know, whatever it is I find, I can throw it in here. This way I have some storage room. You know, any type of thing that I need to carry. Then in here I got my fire kit. On the outside I just have a Exotac stormproof match holder. I got about 20 stormproof matches in here. This is like a nice aluminum hard case, waterproof, a striker on the bottom. That's right on the outside of this pouch here. This way, it's the first thing I'm going to go to if my fire steel doesn't work. I'm going to go to that first before I go to lighters. And then inside the pouch, I have 2 lighters. I got this Exotac Bic lighter holder, and I just have a regular Bic lighter in here. All right, and this holder is nice because it protects the lighter. You know, it's got this hard plastic cap, so it protects the button from being depressed. So it's really nice. So I have that. Then I just have some. Then I also have this atomic lighter. It's basically a electric lighter, rechargeable lighter. You can look it up online, but it's called the atomic lighter. It's a nice aluminum case. It has these electrodes here, and there's just an electric current that runs through there. You know, so that just gives me a separate source. You know, the electric lighter's has some advantages over the you know, the Bic lighter because it won't freeze. You know, I don't have to worry about the ignition in the wind. So it just gives me another option of fire starting. So that's my fire pouch, dump pouch, and my compass. All right, and that takes care of everything on the outside. I'm gonna go into the pouch first. This is like a sleeve here. This is the outside sleeve. So I'm going to get into that. I just have this clip here. I clip it on so it doesn't open up. In here I got my trusty hand sanitizer. And the hand sanitizer, you know, you can use it for a lot of things, not just hand sanitizing. You can use it to start fires. You can use it to cleanse wounds, you know, to kill bacteria. You can use it as a for bathing. You can spray some of this on your underarms or, you know, your groin area to keep the bacteria levels low. I got a couple of hand warmers now because it's in the winter time. I got toe warmers and hand warmers here. And these I would change in the summertime. I would keep some 100% DEET bug spray so I can keep the ticks off me and the mosquitoes off me, because the area where I live, there's a lot of ticks. You know, in New York State, there's tons of ticks and Lyme disease. So, you know, last thing I want is get Lyme disease or, you know, get ticks and stuff like that. So yeah, I would swap these out in the summer with the company's called Sawyer. It's just a little tiny pump DEET spray, 100% DEET. I got a emergency space blanket. In here I just have some earplugs in this. This is like an aluminum case, waterproof aluminum case. Prevents them from getting crushed. And then I just have some chapstick in here. So that's my chapstick. So alright, so that's the outside. And another thing too is I keep a box of ammo inside my pack. I didn't put it in there now, but I also keep a box of ammo for my pistol. So that's that. So then this pack has an outside compartment here. It has this outside compartment here. So I'm going to open that up for you guys. I like to clip these zippers together so this way they don't open up. So this is just like a sleeve. It's a clamshell. It's a clamshell pocket, and it's an organizer pocket. So in here I basically have two maps. I have USA interstate map. These are waterproof maps. I have an entire US, and I also have the Northeast. Some spare earplugs, and then I also have, you can't see it, but I also have a small micro USB cable. So in case I want to, you know, if I come across an area where I can charge up my devices, I can do that. So in here I just have my spare flashlight. It's the EagleTac TX25C. It's very small. It's 900 lumens. It has multiple modes. It takes CR123 batteries. It's got a lanyard. So that's just my flashlight there. I got a UV light here, small UV light. I got a pen. I got a China marker for marking if I want to mark something and be able to erase it, particularly if I'm marking on my maps, my routes, if I'm, you know, navigating and I want to mark certain areas on my maps, but I don't want it to be permanent. I can use this China marker. I got a industrial strength Sharpie for whatever, any kind of marking. In here I just have a Write in the Rain notepad. Then I got this sharpening stone. This is a Fall Niven CC4 sharpening stone. It's got the fine ceramic and the medium ceramic. Alright, so that would be for more fine tuning, sharpening. In here, in this part here, I just got my repair kit. I have some Kevlar cordage here. This is primarily used for repairing torn, if I have a torn pants or torn clothing, or if I tear my backpack or something, then I'm going to want some strong thread. This is 130 pound strength. It's 33 yards. This is Kevlar, so it's tough. I could also use this to make snares. I can use this for multiple things. I could braid it together and make like a really strong cord out of it if I needed to. So this has multiple uses besides just repairs, but primarily this is for repairs. I got a spare pair of Kevlar shoelaces here. I have this aluminum capsule. It's waterproof and very strong. In here I have 2 cases of super glue and some shoe goo. Alright, so I have super glue and shoe goo in here. The reason I put it in this capsule is it protects them from being crushed or punctured. You know, the last thing you want to do is have your super glue in here and then it's going to explode and your super glue is going to go all over the place. So that's that. So in here I just have I just have some sewing needles, a variety of sewing needles. So that's basically it over here. And then in here in these sleeves, I got a bandana, camouflage bandana. This can have multiple uses. I'm not going to really go into that because I could spend forever. I got this ranger beads here for counting my paces. These are just some ranger beads for navigation. I got two key lights here. I got a UV light and a red light. All right, so that just gives me more light options. Let's see what else is in here. Then I got some face paint, camo compact face paint. You know, you're going to want to camouflage yourself. I can also use this mirror if I want to check myself for ticks, and also as a signal mirror as well. So let's see what else. And then in here is another sleeve. In here I just have these buckles if I need to buckle something to my pack. Say I want to strap some extra layers. Let's say it's in the winter time and I have extra layers, I want to shed them. I can use these straps and I can buckle it to my pack. So, you know, whatever, anything I need to strap onto my pack, it's nice to have this webbing here. I can strap it onto my pack. Let's see what else. Is that it? Pretty sure that's it. Yep. All right, so that's for the outside pocket. Now I'm going to go into the inside pocket, the core of the pack. So stick with me. All right, so now I'm going to go into the core of my pack here. All right. So here I just have this tarp. It's just a you know, just a standard tarp, or not a tarp, it's a poncho. It's got 4 grommets. I can wear it if I need to wear it. I can also make shelter. In here I just have some snacks. I got 6 of the Metrex Big 100 bars. I got some I'll show you guys. Got the Big 100. These are all natural. I got a spoon in here. I got some drink mixes. This is Electrolyte Drinks Hydration Multiplier. I got a capsule here with some vitamins and minerals in here. Vitamin C, vitamin D, multivitamins. I got what else? Let's see. Trying to find it. I got Emergency. It's just some extra vitamin C. Vitamin C is key. It's hard to come by, so vitamin C is critical. And then I just have a stainless steel spork. Oh, and I also have the can openers here, the military grade can openers. So that's my snack pouch. This is about 1,800 calories in here, just with the 1,800 calories in here. Then I got, let's see, go more into it here. So in here, this is a little sleeve. I got 3 glow sticks and a glow stick holder. I have a waterproof electronics case where I could put anything I need to keep watertight. If I have to cross a river or a body of water, then I'm going to want to put something in here. Especially in here I have a this is a EMP proof case, and I have a Geiger counter in here. This is a radiation dosimeter in here. It's a Therapy radiation dosimeter. I'll open it up for you. I think that, you know, for SHTF situation, you're going to want to have a dosimeter so you can monitor the radiation levels. So right now we're normal 0.13 microsieverts per hour. That's normal background radiation. All right, then I just have a can of peanut butter. You know, peanut butter is good because it's quick. It's you know, you don't have to prepare anything. It's a lot of calories, and it has a lot of minerals in it, some protein as well, some fiber. You know, 1 can. This is what is this? This is 15 ounces. So this is only a pound here, but with this I got you know, over 2,000 calories. You know, plus with my candy bar, with my my Metrex bars, I got, you know, 4,000 calories easily. In here, in this bag here, I just have a my Hygiene Kit. There's nothing really crazy in here. I just have a inflatable pillow. I have a miniature toothbrush. I have some floss. I got some toenail clippers. All right, you want to keep your toenails cut so you don't get ingrown toenails, especially if you're going to be out there for who knows how long. And then I just have a little tube of toothpaste. This is a perishable item. You know, I'm going to be able to scavenge toothpaste in a SHTF situation. I'm not too worried about carrying toothpaste. You know, this little tube of toothpaste will last me a week, you know, easily. If you know how to, you don't need to use that much toothpaste. You just put a little drop. So that's my hygiene kit. And then in this little pocket here, in this zipper pocket, I have some chalk. And with the chalk, what I would do with the chalk is I would use that if I have to climb something and I need to get good grip on my hands. So chalk is going to be very useful. So I just have some chalk. And then in here I have these are like these dry towels. Basically what you do is you take one of these and you wet it. It's like a size of it's like a little puck. And it's just compressed toilet paper. And what you do is you wet this, and then you can roll it out and it'll open up into a toilet paper. So that's what I have there. And I probably have about 20 of these, so that should last me for a lot, you know, at least, you know, 20 days. In here I just have a first aid kit. In the first aid kit I just have some gauze pads. I have some tape, some medical tape. I have an ACE bandage. I have potassium iodide for a radiation emergency. And I have a bandage, just a normal bandage. So that's in my my first aid. Actually, here I'll go through it for you so you can see. Let's see here. You know, these are just I got these on Amazon. These are just cotton ditty bags. So I got my gauze roll of gauze here, rolled gauze. I got my ACE bandage here. I got my tweezers. Forgot to tell you, got tweezers. I got my potassium iodide in here, enough for 2 weeks. I got my gauze pads, and that's basically it. I got and my my medical tape, 5 yards. All right, so that's my first aid kit. You know, you don't really need to go crazy with the first aid. You know, some guys have like a massive first aid kit. You don't really need to do that. And then I got what else? That's basically it there. In here I just have batteries. I got six CR123 batteries in a waterproof case. I got 4 CR2032 batteries. I have an 18650 battery and 2 AAA batteries, and they're all in waterproof cases. You're gonna need batteries for your lights. In here I just have a roll of Gorilla Tape. In here I got 1 liter of water, and this is a Nalgene bottle, 1 liter of water here. Plus I have this cup. It's like a 16-ounce cup. See the cup? I'm not going to bother taking it out. It's a Oli Camp cup. You can look it up online. Oli Camp stainless steel cup. Then on the outside pouch here, I just have a drinking tube for my gas mask, which I don't have in this pack. Just got a bandana here. I got about 30 pills of chlorine dioxide for water treatment. I got in here I have some this is a waterproof container, and I have the activated charcoal in case I need to filter out any type of contaminants, artificial contaminants such as petrochemicals or from my water. Basically, you know, activated charcoal is the stuff that they use in fish tanks. I could put it in my bandana here, put it over my canteen, and I can run the dirty water through the activated charcoal, and it's going to absorb all the chemicals out of the water. In here I just have a piece of metal snare line. I could use this for animal snares, but I can also primarily use it to hang around the mouth of my canteen here, and I can suspend it over the fire or I can lower it down into a water source. Then I just have this fish spreader here. Fish spreader, you basically you look up fish spreader online. Basically what it is it's primarily used for fishing, but to spread the mouth of a fish. But I use it I put it in my water bottle canteen. If I want to take a hot canteen out of a fire, I stick the spreader in and open it up, and I can lift it out. And then I can also use the cable for that as well. Let's see, is there anything else? I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, so that's basically it. That's my lightweight, minimalist pack. All this stuff right here weighs about 18 pounds, so it's really not that heavy at all. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.